5 and below. Hello, can you go 5 and below? Hey. Motivation to sew. Hello, can you go 5 and below? Hey. Motivation to sew. We going 5 and below. Motivation to sew. We getting ready to sew. Come on, y'all, let's get ready to sew.
Hello everyone, and thank you for stopping by the channel. My name is Talisha and I also go by CreativiTeeByT, and welcome to the third episode of the 5 and Below series. Yes, if you are new to watching the channel, I welcome you, and go ahead and click that subscribe button and the gray notification bell so that you can be notified of future videos. And thank you to all of my new and returning subscribers for your continued support. So today I will be sharing look number 3 of 5 for the 5 and Below series that is being hosted by myself and Rochelle of Rochelle.handmade.designs. If you are not aware of what the 5 and Below series is, I will give you a short summary. So this is a series that began 2 weeks ago, and the last of the series will be on Sunday, April 10th. And within this series, myself and Rochelle of Rochelle.handmade.designs have collaborated to showcase a total of 10 garments that we will actually show you the patterns and sew up, and those garments will only require 5 pattern pieces or less to make, but you will still look absolutely amazing. Okay, so I will present 5 patterns and Rochelle will present 5 patterns, and we will present these patterns each Sunday for the duration of the series, which is how you get the total of 10 patterns to use as inspiration for quick sewing projects. And we will be posting these looks here on YouTube and on Instagram, and we're going to post these at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So yeah, we just feel like bringing this type of series to you will be a great way for us to inspire you to sew simple, basic, and or quick projects and elevate the looks by making them fashionable with minimal sew time, especially if you are a very busy person, if you're a beginner, or if you're just a person that feels more inspired by sewing up quick projects. So if you feel inspired, please join in on the fun and post your looks on Instagram and or on YouTube, and use the hashtag sewing5 and below so that we can find your makes there and we can shout you out in our videos and post you on Instagram. These looks can be one that we have made to show you as inspiration, or you could just simply make something that requires 5 pattern pieces or less. So yeah, go ahead and do that. And if you don't feel inspired to make anything, or if you can't for whatever reason, just watching, commenting, anything of that nature is also good support, and we just appreciate that. So that is just a summary of the idea behind the series 5 and Below, and I will also link the official announcement video in the cards above and in the description box below, and on one of the end cards at the end of the video, so that you can watch that video to get more information if you need that. I have also created a playlist, so if this is your first time here, you can binge that whenever you get a little bit of time, and that playlist includes my videos and Rochelle's as well. So today we have a 5 and Below spotlight. So prior to making this video, just like last time, I searched the hashtag sewing5 and below to see if we had any participants for this week, and we have one from last week. Yes, her name is Tanya D. Bryant here on YouTube, and her Instagram name is Just Lovely Living. Tanya made a beautiful cape top by using McCall's 7658, and she made view A, and I believe this view only requires 5 pattern pieces. From what I remember, that's what she typed in her post, and she did not just stop with that type, y'all. She accompanied her top with a cute pencil skirt, and she used Simplicity 8982, which is only a pattern that requires 3 pattern pieces. I mean, so she just did it, y'all. She combined 2 different patterns to make a whole look and only had to use 8 pattern pieces altogether. So yes, and she also made a pair of pants by using New Look 6689 View B, and that pattern only requires 3 pattern pieces too. I mean, come on, can you get any better than that? Tanya's words verbatim were, after watching CreativiTeeByT and Rochelle at Rochelle.Handmade Design series, Sewing 5 and Below, I realized these makes fit the bill. So yes, Tanya, you are right, it does, and you look absolutely fabulous and fashionable in your 5 and below makes. So thank you so much, Tanya, for posting your make on Instagram and tagging us with the information so that we can share with others. And also, thank you so much for your support. We truly appreciate that. Okay, so for today's 5 and below make, again, this is week 3 out of 5, and Rochelle and I both made garments that covers your legs for the most part. I made this knit jumpsuit by using McCall's 8069, and it used to be McCall's 7755. That's the old pattern that it was in, but it was renamed McCall's 8069 when they decided to do some reorganizing or rebranding, whatever. But if you have McCall's 8069 or McCall's 7755, it is the same exact pattern with the same exact pictures on the front. So now that I have introduced the pattern of the day, it's trivia time. So take a good look at this jumpsuit, and just by observing this, please type in the comment section below how many pattern pieces you think it would take to make this. And just like last week and the week prior, keep your comment in the comment section and I'll give you a few seconds to type it in.
5 and below. Hello, can you go 5 and below? Hey. Motivation to sew. Hello, can you go 5 and below? Hey. Motivation to sew. We going 5 and below. Motivation to sew. We getting ready to sew.
All right, this jumpsuit, are you ready for this? Only required 4 pattern pieces to make this. Yes, 4. How awesome is it to get a whole jumpsuit with all the details that comes along with this, including pockets, with only having to use 4 pattern pieces? Just awesome, okay? Just awesome. Now, if you type a number other than 4 in the comments, please keep it in the comments section, because I am going to use participation throughout the whole entire series for my giveaway prize package. So even if your answer was wrong, it still counts as participation, and I have a spreadsheet for every week to add your names for the drawing. So if you participate every week of the series, you'll have 5 entries. So like I said, just keep it in there. So now that I have shared how many pattern pieces this pattern requires, I will explain why I picked this pattern. And I picked this pattern, which is McCall's 8069, formerly McCall's 7755, which is a knit jumpsuit, because I made it last year for the hashtag Sew Maxi for Mother's Day challenge. And I absolutely love that jumpsuit. Love it, love it, love it. Wore it every opportunity that I could. I love it so much that I wanted to make another, hence this. And after making this one, I still want to make like 2 more. I want to make one in red. I think that would be so dope. And I want to make one in a leopard print. And I usually don't get stuck on patterns because there's so many. I just want to move on to next, but this one is the one for me when it comes down to knit jumpsuits. I absolutely love it. Not only does this serve as a jumpsuit, but this is something that you can wear to like the beach as like a beach cover up, and you can wear your bathing suit underneath it, because why the heck not, right? So anyway, another reason why I picked this pattern now is because I knew that I wanted to make a couple more versions, but I needed to do some tweaking to the pattern around the armhole area and the slit at the bust, and I wanted to make those changes early, like in this spring, just in case the modifications didn't work out. That way it would leave me time without rushing to make the additional changes that I needed to make those additional versions up for the summer. So now let's talk about the pattern, my experience while making it this time around, and the changes that I made, because I did make some changes. So again, this is McCall's 8069, formerly 7755, and the pattern description is Mrs. Romper, jumpsuit, and belt. For the prep time, I can't really give you an accurate prep time because I had already cut the pattern out a while back, like last year when I made it the first time, but it took me about 2 hours to sew up because of the hemming that's involved, and you know, just it's a lot of hemming. However, it's not bad. So yeah, the construction time I would say would be, you know, 1 to 2 hours. There are 4 different views to this pattern. View A is a romper, so the only difference between this view and the other views is that it's short length, okay? The pattern also suggests wearing a belt tie with view A, so you would actually make a belt for that pattern if you desired, or you could wear store-bought belt. View B has a rounded hem at the leg with the side slit, and the pants are cropped, which is the view that I made. View C looks just like view B, except for there is a tie at the side slit that closes it off and it gives you a little extra detail. I didn't choose to make that version, but it is cute. And view D has pants that are not rounded. They are like your typical square wide leg pants, and they just look like a standard jumpsuit, and the pattern does suggest a belt tie for this pattern, and again I made view B. So the fabric recommendations are going to be your knits, interlock, gauze, and challis, and I used a really nice cotton knit. It's very thin, but it's stretchy, it's airy. It just reminds me of like a thin t-shirt. So the skill level that is rated for this pattern is at very easy, and I do absolutely agree. This is super easy. There are no closures to this jumpsuit, and it's a garment that you just step right into. So you shouldn't have any issues with that because the fabric that you will use should be nice and stretchy, and the casings allow for you to adjust the straps to your liking, which can be used when you are in between sizes on top or in the bust area. Like if you're kind of big, you know, you can really have some room to adjust because of how the casings and the strap works. So yes, a very good beginner friendly project. Okay, so for the pattern pieces, this jumpsuit again only requires four pattern pieces, y'all, that you will need to use this, and those pattern pieces are your front, your back, the neck drawstring, and the pockets. That's it. Notions needed, thread. That's it. So for the pattern sizing, this comes in extra small through extra large, and the finished bust measurements for an extra large, which is the largest size, is 50.5 inches, and you do get some extra room on top of that because you'll be using stretchy fabric, so maybe 55. The finished bust measurements are not on the back of the pattern, but they are printed on the tissue pattern pieces, and the size that I cut was a large, and the finished bust measurements for the large is 46.5 inches, and my bust is at 45. So that gave me the perfect amount of room that I needed for this jumpsuit to not be too tight or too loose in the bust area, even with this fabric being stretchy. So I do think that overall this looks like the photo on the pattern envelope, and I definitely think that you could just look at my jumpsuit and know that it's the same one on that pattern cover, even with the alterations that I made that I will talk about later. The pattern instructions were very easy to follow. This is not my first time making this, but I did look at the pattern instructions again because I made it over a year ago. But yeah, the instructions were no issue whatsoever. And the things that I liked about the pattern, well, let's talk about it. I love the wide leg pant with the slit on the side, and I love how the hem is rounded. I love the slit in the front here and in the back. I love that you can adjust the casing and the strap to change up the look if you want to. So I have it here, but you can always just close it up to keep it modest. I love the pockets. I love the relaxed fit, and I love that you make a casing with the tops of your front and back to pull the drawstring through. There was nothing that I disliked about this pattern. This is just a great pattern all the way around, a great pattern to sew up and a great pattern to wear. I didn't learn anything new. I didn't have any first time experiences because this is my second time making this pattern. The fabric that I use is this beautiful cotton knit that has a white background with navy blue and yellow florals on it. I thought this would be a perfect fabric for spring because of the yellow pop of color, and because the fabric is just very breathable. It will take you right on into the summertime. If it's a cooler spring day, you can always wear this with a little cardigan. For me, I would wear a white one, maybe a white waterfall one. I think that would be so pretty. My husband actually saw this hanging up, and he took a double look at the jumpsuit and said, I like that. That's some nice fabric. I like that. Yeah. So yeah, even he seconded that. So I purchased this fabric while I was on vacation right before the pandemic, and we went to Mexico, and I went to this fabric store that I always go to when I go to Cozumel. The fabric cost me only $3 per meter, and you know, you get a few extra inches in a meter than you do in a yard, so I was excited about that. So yeah, I purchased 3 meters. So this jumpsuit only costs me $9 for the low, okay? And I'm looking absolutely fabulous. So $9, 4 pattern pieces. You can't get any better than that. So alterations, yes. I made 2 different alterations to this pattern, and I will start by telling you what they were by talking about the one that took the least amount of time. So when sewing this pattern up, there is a large dot on the center front where you are supposed to stop your stitching, and you're supposed to stop your stitching because that is what's going to give you your front opening slit, okay? So the dot is so low, it's very low, and it will cause the boob spillage just like crazy if you have a larger bust, which happened to me the first time. So if you don't bring that dot up closer to the top, that is what's going to happen to you. I didn't realize the opening was that low the very first time I made this, so I'm going to show you a picture of how my jumpsuit looked with the opening with the first version that I made. I had to wear a tube top underneath that jumpsuit until I actually fixed that issue, because it just wasn't comfortable or attractive to me at all, knowing that it was just going to open up. Like the more I moved, the more the opening just kept getting bigger and bigger, and you saw the jiggling and the shaking of the boobs. Okay, just not the look I wanted to go for. At first it didn't bother me, but as I wore it, like I said, it just seemed to open up wider and wider, and that did bother me, so I had to fix it. Yeah, so I was like, no. So anyway, I moved the dot up on this version by 5 inches, and I do like the outcome of that alterations. And even with that being moved up 5 inches, it's still pretty open. I mean, like, you know that the opening is there, but it's just not like gonna have my boobs spilling out. You may see some cleavage, but the boobs aren't gonna fill it. You're not gonna think that they're gonna jump out at you like they did before. So the next alteration that I made was underneath the arm, so the armpit area. This pattern has a V dip for the armpit. The underarm seam comes together like in the form of a V versus like your curved, rounded underarm edge. And if you are a person that needs to wear a bra, your bra is going to show if you make it as the pattern suggests, because it's just gonna dip and you're gonna see your bra like I did it with the last version. And to me, that's just not attractive, because what is the point in everyone seeing your bra, right? So I'm assuming that a person that would wear the V-dip is one that does not need to wear a bra or feels comfortable not wearing a bra, and that's not me. So like the front dot, I didn't know that the first time I made it, and I didn't realize it until I put it on, and there was really no way of fixing that issue properly, because the shape of the V of the underarm just needed to be modified, period. Like, you could try to close it off more, but it kind of distorted the look of the jumpsuit. So because I didn't want that to happen anymore, I traced the underarm portion of a pattern that I thought had a really good fit for me, which was New Look 6511, and I connected it to the pattern piece that for the front and the back of this jumpsuit, and I taped it to that pattern piece and just made sure that I followed the direction of the curve so that I could get a normal curve under the arm that would close up that V. There was only a little difference, I would say, when looking at the pattern piece that I used to close it off. So I didn't think it was really going to make a big difference, because I haven't fixed a pattern like that before underneath the arm. So yeah, I just didn't know if it was going to work out, because it didn't seem like it was a lot of a difference, but it was. It made all the difference in the world. It turned out so nice, and I am so excited about how that turned out. Anyway, I will show you photos, if I haven't already, of how I did that. And yes, I'm just happy that I did it, because the underarm is now perfection, and moving forward I will know exactly how it will look, and it is exactly what I want. So yes, it turned out exactly how I wanted it to, and I don't know if the process I used would have gone so well if I used a woven fabric, but it did work with this knit, and I am so proud that I corrected the two issues that would potentially cause me to not wear something that I love. So win-win. And that's one of the main reasons why people want to be trained to sew, right? Because you can make those modifications just small. Those are very small modifications that turn something that was good into something that was great. So yay, win-win for me. So do I have any modification recommendations? Well, yes. If you are in my situation where you are busty, bring that dot up, okay, because you don't want that spillage unless that's the look that you're going for. And if you have a smaller chest, you should not have any issues with the front opening like that, because there would be nothing like there that would cause it to push open. But I would definitely recommend this pattern to others and this view to others. This is a really quick and easy make, and it's so relaxing to wear. This pattern that I use, which is McCall's 7755, came out in 2018. However, this pattern, like I said earlier, has been reissued, and the pattern number now is McCall's 8069. This pattern is still available in the drawers at Joann's and at Hobby Lobby, and you can also grab this from this Something Delightful website. So now I will share a few more photos and clips of me and my 5 and below jumpsuit. So you already know that I love this jumpsuit, or I would not have made this twice, but I absolutely love this one even more because of the alterations that I made to fit me better and allow me to feel more confident within this jumpsuit. So this is my 4 pattern piece jumpsuit that I can see myself wearing again and again, and I'm definitely gonna make my red version, and I'm definitely gonna make my leopard version, so keep looking out for this. And if you like this jumpsuit and find yourself wanting to make one, please do, and make sure you use the hashtag sewing5 and below so that we can highlight you and your makes. And if you don't have social media, you could just send me an email with your photo and the pattern number so I could feature you that way as well. So please let me know what you think about this pattern and the finished jumpsuit and the alterations I made in the comments below, and make sure you take some time to go to Rochelle's channel to check out her pants for today, because I'm sure her pants are adorable. And I will link to her channel and her Instagram in the description box, along with the link to this pattern. Again, let me know what you think, and also make sure you participate so that you can win prizes, and we will have prize packages on both channels, so you will have an opportunity to win on either channel. So I hope you enjoyed episode number 3 for the 5 and below series. If you did, you already know what I'm going to say. Take a pause for the cause and click the like button, and click the subscribe button and the gray notification bell so that you will be notified of future videos. And again, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all of my new and returning subscribers for your support, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Motivation to sew. We going 5 below. Motivation to sew. We getting ready to sew. Come on, y'all, let's get ready to sew. Below. Hello, can you go 5 and below? Hey. Motivation to sew. Hello, can you go 5